Hello friends, welcome to part 2. Today we are still looking at the 2017 state biology test questions. So let's continue. Number 9. Some orders of land and marine mammals are closely related. Molecular data shown collected from dolphins, camels, deers, and hippopotamuses have shown that hippopotamuses are the closest living relatives of the dolphins. Which cladogram models this evolutionary relationship? So we want to see if the hippopotamus and the dolphin have a common ancestor. And here we go. The closest common ancestor, hippopotamus and dolphin, there's the common ancestor. And there is our answer. Now let's look at the other pictures and we'll see. Remember, we're trying to find dolphins and hippopotamuses with the same common ancestors. B does not show that, okay? They show the hippopotamus and the deer having a common ancestor, but not the hippopotamus and the dolphin. Let's look at C. They show the deer and the dolphin having a common ancestor, but they don't show the dolphin and the hippopotamus having a common ancestor as close as the deer and the dolphin. And D, they show the hippopotamus and the camels having the closest common ancestor. So again, our answer is A, the hippopotamus and the dolphin, and there's their common ancestor. Question number 12. Students investigate how onion cells react to salt solutions of different concentrations. They observe onion cells in 3 salt solutions under a microscope. The image of an onion cell in a 3% salt solution is shown. So the onion cell is in a 3% salt solution, and as you can see, things look pretty healthy, that it's a normal cell. So that tells me when we have a 3% salt solution, that tells me we have 97% water on the outside and 97% water on the inside. Enter a salt concentration for each of the 2 onion cells images shown in the table. There may be more than one correct answer. Let's look at our first cell image. It looks to me like the water has left the cell. And we know there's 97% water in our cell, and there's got to be a more concentration of salt and less water on the outside. So if 97% water is on the inside, we need to increase the concentration of the salt, let's say, to 5%. If we do that, then we have 95% water on the outside, 97% water on the inside, and the water will leave the cell and the cell will shrivel up. In this image here, looks like more water is coming into the cell. For that to happen, there had to be more water on the outside. So we need to reduce our concentration of salt. So let's make our concentration of salt 2, okay? Now that will give us 98% water on the outside. Again, we know the inside of our cell is 97%, so water will come in. So those are 2 answers. Remember, there can be more than one answer. So as long as you have more than 3 in this bar and less than 3 in this bar, you'll be okay. Just remember, with osmosis, water goes from a higher concentration to low. So wherever there's the most water, it will go to where there's the least. Okay? Good question. Coding strand of DNA is shown. A, C, G, T, A, G, C, C. A substitution mutation occurs at the nucleotide and position 6 on the DNA strand during replication. Here is the 6th nucleotide. So let's look at the first thing we have to answer. Enter the DNA sequence for the coding strand of DNA with a substitute mutation at position 6. Well, let's start doing that. We have an A, we have a C, we have a G, we have a T. Instead of putting a G there, we're going to put an A. And then we're going to put C, C. Okay? Now, B says, enter the messenger RNA that is a result of the substitution mutation in the coding the DNA strand. There may be more than one correct answer. So if we have an apple, well, we can't have a tree because it's RNA. We have a U. We have a C, We can have a garage, right? Car, garage. We can have a garage. We can have a car, a C. We have a tree. We can have an apple. Okay? We have an apple, but we can't have a tree in RNA. We have to have a U under tree. And then C, G, G. See? Not a very hard problem. We took the DNA, made one change in it in the 6th position, and created RNA. Not hard at all. Question number 14. Which structural feature of the cell membrane allows molecules such as oxygen and carbon dioxide to diffuse into and out of the cell? Okay, now remember, oxygen and carbon dioxide are gases. Let's look at our answers. A, the cell membrane contains protein molecules. Yes, it does, and those protein molecules are used to let larger things into the cell. So we don't need gases like oxygen and carbon dioxide do not need the protein channel. The cell membrane contains cholesterol molecules. Again, oxygen and carbon dioxide is so small they don't need any help like cholesterol molecules to get in. D, the cell membrane is anchored to the cytoplasm by the cytoskeleton. I don't see what that would have to do with getting oxygen and carbon dioxide in and out of the cell. However, C is the correct answer. The cell membrane is made up of 2 layers of phospholipids. Remember, 2 layers of the beach balls with legs, right? Hydrophilic on the outside, liking water. The legs, hydrophobic, not liking water. It is the makeup of this phospholipid bilayer that allows the passage of small molecules like oxygen, carbon dioxide, and water in and out of the cell. C is the correct answer. Question number 15. How does natural selection affect populations? Let's look at our answers. A, by creating variation in individuals that allow them to better adapt to changing environmental conditions. When we talk about natural selection, we're not concerned about individuals. We're concerned with populations. Natural selection does not affect populations by creating variations in individuals. B, by increasing the rate of beneficial mutations which allow individuals to increase their rate of reproduction. This is incorrect. Natural selection does not affect populations by increasing the rate of beneficial mutations in individuals. C, by reducing variation between individuals and populations, therefore making the populations more homogeneous and likely to survive. This is incorrect. Natural selection does not affect populations by reducing variation in individuals in a population and therefore making the population more homogeneous and more likely to survive. The correct answer is D. Natural selection, by acting on variation between individuals that can make better adapted to their environment and more likely to survive and reproduce. Natural selection affects populations by allowing individuals in certain variations of traits to have selective advantage over individuals with different variations of those traits. Our final question is question 16. A biologist sequenced a gene shared by 5 different species. The percentage of sequence similarity for 4 different gene segments, A, B, C, and D, are shown in the table. So there's our 5 species and the percentage of gene sequence similarities. Using this data in the table, move the species label into the blank boxes of the cladogram to show the relationship among the species. Use only one species label in each blank you fill in. So let's begin. Species 1 has 100%. So that must be the species that we're going to compare everything to. We could put him here. Now, who is going to be the closest to species 1? Look at 2 has 97%, 99%, 98%. Species 4 has 4 99%. So that would be here. Species 4 and species 1 would be the closest, and they would also have a common denominator, a common ancestor, Now, let's look who would be closest, the next closest. So we look here, we have species 3, 99. The only thing is it has 98%. So we can put species 3 here. Who would be the next? Well, we can see 2, 97, 93. Species 2 would be next. And species 5 would be the farthest away from species 1. Okay, so species 4 would be the closest to species 1, and species 5 would be the farthest away. Okay, that's it. If you have any questions, you can there's also more than one answer. If you put species 1 down here, then you can go the opposite direction with comparison and still be right. Okay, that ends our 2017 review, and have a good day.